Wow, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It has been a long minuto. What's up, y'all? I am. I'm back. Um, I haven't streamed in a while, just because I've been just trying to get myself together. In terms of streaming, um, everything that just has to do with just me, being, the best artist that I can be. Um, and I think it just takes time. For those that you don't know, I just released um, Open Up, my new single, October 14th. I just released it. So it is out now. If y'all see this, please go watch. I think it's, I don't think it's, it's just a simple, single. I've been just trying to rack up, a lot of my singles, and just trying to um, put myself out, put myself trying, I wouldn't say new things, but, trying to get there, and, I've had that song, um, you know, kind of, duck, I kind of had it in my hands for a minute, and, I thought to release it, I'm getting to the point where I just want to, release all my unreleased songs, and just like start new, start fresh, and start with just a whole new set. And I want to release a EP. I think one more EP. Before I do my first album. I don't know yet. I don't know how I want to do things. There's just things I'm just thinking about, and um, who knows? Who knows? But I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm able to keep creating, keep pursuing. And I was just saying, on my Instagram that I thank God, I was sitting up like 2:20 in the morning, 2:27, I think. And just like, thank God, man, that I am not moved by numbers, and I'm not moved by, anybody giving me confirmation. Like, I truly love my own music. And, I'm truly believe that if whether I'm getting paid for it or not, I'm going to continue doing this. And, it's just, to me, it's creating something from nothing. Forming something from nothing is going to always be the beauty. It's never going to be recognition. It's never going to be any type of award. It's never going to be, you know, just this, materialistic, like, I just want just this, award for what I'm creating. Like, I just want to, the little small things is to just be seen, and I don't mean it as in a way where, um, I'm looking for attention. Like, I'm not looking for it, but to be seen in a way where it's like, I like your music. Um, that's a small thing, but it goes a long way. And, I think in that sense of, you know, recognition, I want that, but in like the awards and all these things, like, I think it'll be a blessing, don't get me wrong, but I think, um, it's the true joy is, putting together a concept, and giving it to the world, and allowing people to just find inspiration, or find just meaning, or help them, guide them through life. It's That's my true joy in all of this, is just finding the right words, finding the right, space, because, like, music is just such a a a, a soul driven journey, and when you're creating, you can put your soul into like the instruments, you can put your soul into just the production aspect of it, even just the songwriting aspect is just such an emotional experience that I just love to take in every single day. And you know, I'm just open to always creating, always finding more about myself. Throughout this journey is not easy by no means. Especially when you feel the pressure of not making it by certain ages. It's like every time is like you gotta redefine what each age means to you, because in our heads we think that late 20s is old, or early 30s is old, late 40s is old. You know what I mean? Like, we have to redefine. We have to always keep redefining what these ages mean, because technology is advancing, all of these things are just advancing. And you know as long as we are embracing the youth and joyness of life, we're always going to be young. And I think that sometimes people close themselves off to just thinking that life has to be just this ultimate serious thing, where of course there's moments where you have to buckle down and um, you know do what you have to do to help the people around you, your family and yourself. You have to make those serious decisions, but in the same breath, you have to enjoy, what you have. I'm not saying just do anything and just, live freely. I'm saying find joy in the process. Find joy in the people that you love, and ultimately find joy in um, of being in the present moment. Because we always are so forward thinker, what's going to be happening in the future, what's going to be happening, and we never take time out to um, figure out how can we make our lives better. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a matter of perspective. And sorry about that. Let me get something really quick. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah, man. Um. So yeah. Um. Finding joy. Finding joy is I think the biggest and most important thing about life and just everything in general is it's more important to you know push and understand deeply who you are. It could be so many things that challenges us and not allow us to more move forward, or just be little distractions like make us doubt the things that we're capable of. It's but it's so hard. And so many people would be like, it's so easy to tell somebody like don't give up, but it's like you have to stick and figure out who you are internally. And it's so cliche, because it's like, what are you talking about, how do I do this? And even just people just have just internal battles that they don't know how to figure out. I would say reading is so key to anything in life. Like, um, if you don't know how to read, learn how to read, because it's just something that just puts your mind in perspective. Learn how to, if you can't read, just while like silently read, you know listen to audiobooks. Listen to just things that will allow you to consume information. You know, some, like I said, I know for me, I'm a person that likes to consume information, auditory. I don't even know if that's the right word, but just pretty much hearing it, versus just like skimming through it, because sometimes when I skim, it's like I forget things and all these things. So I like listening things. I'm a good listener, and you know, I think when you can just find out those key informations, just always being patient. Patient is the biggest thing. Like I can always say, like, just through it all, I've been so impatient with just certain moments in life. And I'm even like now, like, I don't think I'm as impatient, because I really been working on that aspect of my life. And you know when you start just mastering and being okay with you know it not coming just immediately. Like, people will be wanting things instantly. Like, the moment I think of this, everything is all formed. And life doesn't work like that. Life really takes time, and really takes patience, and really takes just every fiber of your energy to really form this idea, because nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody is going to make anything less easier, because everybody is out here trying to eat. You know what I mean? And some people are going to they might misinform you. They might you know do all these things to avoid you from getting it, because it's some people just like that, unfortunately. But you gotta be you gotta I always say you gotta have that good energy, whatever you spew out or whatever. Like, even if you're upset, always do it in good faith. You know what I mean? Because some people are intentionally looking to hurt people. Some people are intentionally looking to degrade people, and that's not it. You know what I mean? Like, those energies just doesn't mesh well, and in the future, it bites you back in the butt. At least for me, consciously, like, I know when I'm doing something like wrong, or saying something to somebody wrong. Like, I feel it in my conscience, or it's like, man, that wasn't the right thing to say. Even though I might have been upset, that's not the right thing to say. And I always try and catch myself, because it's like, you don't know what people go through. You don't know what people are dealing with. And so it's like, even though that you might be upset, like, be aware of what people may go through, because something, it's so easy to be mean, but it's so hard to be observant and be nice, and be um, thoughtful, or be inspirational. Those are the hard things in life. And I think when you can make a way for yourself, you can make a way for so many others. And I'm just so glad that, from what I'm creating now, and me just building myself up, is like, I'm not looking to try to, like, appease all these people and do all these things. Like, I just love what I'm doing. And when the time comes for me to reach that certain level, I'm gonna be ready. And we're just fighting so hard to be seen, and be known. It's like, sometimes you just gotta know who you are. Be okay with you know other people being where you want to be. And they might be younger, they might be older. You know what I mean? And you just can never compare yourself, because your path is so different. And there are people that's in your path that is that have walked similar paths, and are 20 times further behind. And it's not a race, but that's just how life goes. And I thank God that even though I didn't reach a certain level, in my 20s, it's okay, because, like, the information that I studied, the work that I put into myself, I'm gonna be happy when I reach a certain age, and I'm so equipped with so much information and wisdom. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have the ability and that conscious mind to be like, man, I gotta really do something. So, I'm blessed to even have that mindset. Um, the money's gonna come, and that's why I don't focus on, when you're doing a passion, like, oh, where's the money? Like, because it's not really a passion, and I think God really tests those that, if you want this to be a passion, how long can you go without not making a dime? You know what I mean? From your passion, you know what I mean? And it's really a test, and it's really to see like how long are you gonna stay down until it's your time. And some people quit after a month, some people quit after a year, some people quit after 2 years. So it's like, I don't care. And the mentality for me is like, I don't care how long it takes. If it takes me till I'm 70 and I only, you know, um, am able to do one show, it'll all be worth it. It will all be worth it. You know what I mean? The fight, the grit, the intent. And if it was like, all right, you too old, but we'll give you one show. Like, I think it would all be worth it. You know what I mean? And you know, it's just such that hunger, man. That hunger is something that I can't hide at times, and I'm just ready. I'm just really ready to really achieve what I have in mind. It's not necessarily about like, oh, what people, the pressures that everybody else put on you is what you can accomplish. And um, I'm just really taking my time, and I'm appreciative. So, but that's a little too much, but I'm appreciative, and I thank y'all for listening. We got so much left in the tank that there's so much more. So we'll be going for now, but we're gonna be back later. Peace. Let me see. Dang.